Hello guys, as you may or may not know, this is my first time doing this election results at night, so I may possibly get some things wrong and some things right, of course, and yeah, let's just go over this. Here we have our 2020 presidential election night with Democratic challenger Senator Elizabeth Warren and versus our Republican challenger President Donald Trump. Here we have tonight's polling with Warren up by 3% at 42%, Trump with 39%, and our undecided was 19%. Here we have our current electoral map. Warren with 0, Trump with 0, of course. No one has officially won any electoral votes yet. Here we have our Warren campaign rally. She's currently been in Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, which have been her main targets on winning these states. She's currently residing in Ohio, where she is watching our election night tonight. And here we have our Trump campaign rallies. He's mainly been in Florida, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio. He is currently residing in Washington, D.C., as he is currently the President of the United States. Here we have our 2020 state calls. Indiana with 11 electoral votes, Kentucky with our 8 electoral votes, Virginia with its 13 electoral votes, Georgia with its 16 electoral votes, Vermont with its 3 electoral votes, and finally but not least, South Carolina with its 8 electoral votes. Here we have our Indiana results, going to Donald Trump by only 52%. On only 1% precinct, we automatically projected that he would carry this state by a considerable margin. Here we have the state of Kentucky. With only 0% precinct, we can automatically project Donald Trump will carry this state easily. Here we have the Virginia results with its 13 electoral votes, only 1% precinct, but we can already project with only 60% that Elizabeth Warren will officially carry this state. Here we have the state of Georgia with its 16 electoral votes. Here we have 53% versus 47%, 53 going to Donald Trump and 47 of course going to Elizabeth Warren. With only 2% precinct, this state is a purple state and could go to either one of these candidates. Here we have the state of Vermont with its 3 electoral votes. It's been projected automatically that Elizabeth Warren with 66% will carry this state with only 3% precincts. Here we have the South Carolina results. With 9 electoral votes, it is too close to call at this point at 5% precincts reporting. Here we have Donald Trump at 55% and Elizabeth Warren with 45%. And here we have our electoral map with Warren at 16 electoral votes and Trump at 19 electoral votes. And now we have our new 2020 state callings. Ohio 18 electoral votes, North Carolina 15 electoral votes, and West Virginia at 5 electoral votes. Here we have our Ohio results. It is too close to call, right at 1% of its 18 electoral votes. Donald Trump is at 55% in the lead, Elizabeth Warren at 45%. Here we have our North Carolina results. Sorry guys, that is an error. It is 15 electoral votes, not 18. And we have Trump with 49% and Elizabeth Warren with 51%. Elizabeth Warren is currently in the lead, however it is too close to call at this point with only 5% precincts recording. Here we have our West Virginia results with its 5 electoral votes. Here we have Donald Trump is automatically the projected winner with 59%. And Elizabeth Warren was 41% at only 6% precincts reporting. And here we have major projections. South Carolina at 9 electoral votes, Georgia 16 electoral votes. Here we have the state of South Carolina going to Donald Trump with 59% precincts reporting, 54% for Donald Trump, and 46% for Elizabeth Warren. No surprise here, South Carolina has went red for 2012, 2008, and 2016. Georgia at its 16 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump at 54%. Elizabeth Warren, 46%, at its 60% precincts. And here we currently have our electoral map. Warren 16, Trump 49. And now we have our 2020 state calls: Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Pennsylvania, Maryland, DC, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, and Maine. And here we have our Oklahoma results, easily going to Donald Trump at 55% and Elizabeth Warren with 45%. This is no surprise here, considering it's went all red ever since 2016, 2008, 2012, and so on. Here we have our Illinois results. At its 20 electoral votes going to Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker at 61%, with only 6% precincts. Here we have our New Jersey results at 14 electoral votes. It is easy to project that Elizabeth Warren will win the state of New Jersey by 59%, with only 9% precincts reported. Here we have the District of Columbia, 3 electoral votes, easily going to Elizabeth Warren by 91%. 48%. This is no surprise, as it's gone blue ever since 2016, 2008, 2012, and so on as well. State of Connecticut with its 7 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren at 81%. It is with 15% precinct reporting. Maryland, 10 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren by 56%. Donald Trump, 44%, at 17% precincts recorded. The state of Delaware, with its 3 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren by 55%, with 20% precincts reported. Rhode Island, with its 4 electoral votes, 61% to Elizabeth Warren and 39% to Donald Trump, easily going to Elizabeth Warren by a major landslide with only 22% precincts reported. New Hampshire, with its 4 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren by 52%. Donald Trump with its 48%. Its current precincts at 60%, easily going to Elizabeth Warren. Pennsylvania, too close to call with its 20 electoral votes. Elizabeth Warren at 50%, Donald Trump at 50%. It is currently a tie, but we can see that Elizabeth Warren has a slim margin. Florida, too close to call, 29 electoral votes. Elizabeth and Donald Trump both at 50%. We can predict that Donald Trump is currently in the lead with a considerable margin. Ohio with its 18 electoral votes, also too close to call. Elizabeth Warren with 51% and Donald Trump with 49%. This is surprising, considering a poll stated on Ohio results, with Donald Trump being on the lead and only 89% precinct reporting, showing Elizabeth Warren with a considerable margin. And we have a new major prediction. North Carolina with its 15 electoral votes. We can predict North Carolina will go to Donald Trump with 51%. Elizabeth Warren with 49% at 90% precincts reporting. Massachusetts, 11 electoral votes. Elizabeth Warren's home state. She is the senator of this state with 64% precincts reporting. We can project Elizabeth Warren will win the state by 64%. Alabama, 9 electoral votes. Elizabeth Warren, 41%, Donald Trump, 59%. We can project Donald Trump will win the state by 59% at 65% precincts reporting. Maine, 4 electoral votes going to Elizabeth Warren by 57%, with only 66% precincts reporting. Tennessee, with its 11 electoral votes going to Donald Trump by 63%, 67% precincts only reporting. Mississippi, with its 6 electoral votes, it is projected automatically to go to Donald Trump by 68% precincts reporting. Missouri, 10 electoral votes, Donald Trump winning the state by 52% with 69% precincts reporting. State calls, Arkansas with 6 electoral votes. And we can project Arkansas is already going to Donald Trump with no precincts reporting, automatically winning this state. And here are current electoral map. Warren at 96 electoral votes, Trump at 113 electoral votes. Here are 2020 state calls: Texas, Louisiana, Hawaii, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming, North Dakota and South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and New York. Here we have a new major projection. Oh, it looks like we have re-projected North Carolina with its 15 electoral votes. Oh wow. North Carolina, with its 15 electoral votes, re-projected to Elizabeth Warren by 99% precincts reporting. 52%. I have not seen that before in a while. Probably in 2008, but not 2012. This is not surprising, however, considering Ohio still in the lead with Elizabeth Warren. Arizona, with its 11 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren by 57%, 1% precincts report. Oh, no, it was too close to call, my bad, sorry guys. Arizona is too close to call with its 11 electoral votes, 57% in the lead with Elizabeth Warren and Donald Trump 43%. New Mexico with its 5 electoral votes. Here we go. Elizabeth Warren winning the state by 61%. Donald Trump with 39%. At 2% precincts reporting, we can easily project Elizabeth Warren will win this state. Here we have our Texas results with the 38 electoral votes. Elizabeth Warren with 39% and Donald Trump with 61%. It is predictable that Donald Trump will easily carry the state by 61% at only 2% precincts reporting. Louisiana, 8 electoral votes. It is projected Donald Trump will win this state by 54% at 3% precincts reporting. Kansas, 6 electoral votes. It is projected Donald Trump will win the state by 53% at only 6% precincts reporting. Wyoming, 3 electoral votes. It is projected Donald Trump will win the state by 63% at only 6% precincts reported. I am projecting that Donald Trump will probably win the state even more than the margin that it currently is, considering Wyoming is the most conservative state in the Union. Nebraska, 5 electoral votes. It is projected that Donald Trump will win the state by 55%. Elizabeth Warren with 45%. 7% precincts reporting. Colorado, 9 electoral votes. It's projected Elizabeth Warren will win the state by 57% and only 17% precincts reporting. Keep in mind, guys, the state is a purple state. North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, projected to go to Donald Trump by 64%. At 18% precincts reporting, we can project Donald Trump will win the state by 3 electoral votes, with its 3 electoral votes. South Dakota, 3 electoral votes. It's projected Donald Trump will win this state by 58% at 19% precincts reporting. Minnesota, 10 electoral votes. It is projected Elizabeth Warren will win the state by 59% at only 50% precincts reporting. Wisconsin, too close to call. Elizabeth Warren leading by 51%, Donald Trump 49% at 67% precincts reporting. Michigan, a Trump state in 2016, flipping from red to blue, going to Elizabeth Warren by 52%, Donald Trump with 48%. Elizabeth Warren will hold Michigan with its 16 electoral votes at 68% precincts reported. New York, 29 electoral votes. No surprise here, Elizabeth Warren will carry the state with 67%, Donald Trump at 33%, with only 69% precincts reported. Hawaii, 4 electoral votes. Elizabeth Warren will carry the state by 69%, at 70% precincts reported. And we have major projections. Arizona, 11 electoral votes. Ohio, 18 electoral votes. Oh, this is a surprise. Arizona, with its 11 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren by 51%, Donald Trump at 49%. It is projected by 99% precincts reported that Elizabeth Warren will carry this state. Ohio, 18 electoral votes. It is projected Elizabeth Warren will win the state by 51% at 99% precincts reported. This is a very shocking display of our electoral map on the state of Ohio, as you are seeing a lot of blue in this state. Keep in mind she is winning by a very slim margin, and that her electoral map is rising. We have major projections. Pennsylvania, 20 electoral votes. Florida, 29 electoral votes. We have Pennsylvania and its 20 electoral votes going to Elizabeth Warren at 53%. 99% precincts reporting. Elizabeth was 53, Donald was 47%. And it's projected Florida will also go to Elizabeth Warren with 51% at 99% precincts reporting. Florida, with its 29 electoral votes, has automatically been projected to go to Elizabeth Warren by 99% precincts. We have a major projection on Wisconsin on its 10 electoral votes. No surprise here, Wisconsin with its 10 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren with 54% at 99% precincts reported. We have a presidential projection already. Elizabeth Warren will be the president-elect of the United States, with only 90% precincts reporting, with 538 electoral votes at stake. We have our new electoral map. Warren 272, Trump 164. Remember, The necessary votes to win the presidency would be 270 on the electoral map. And we have 2020 state calls: Nevada, Utah, Montana, and Iowa. Nevada, 6 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren by 66%, with only 1% precinct reporting. Iowa, 6 electoral votes, Elizabeth Warren, 54%. Donald Trump, 46%. It is projected Iowa will go to Elizabeth Warren with its 6 electoral votes, 70% precinct report. Utah, 6 electoral votes. It is projected Donald Trump will win this state by 63% at 71% precinct report. Montana, 3 electoral votes. It is projected Donald Trump will carry this state by 62% at 71% precinct reporting. And here we have our electoral map. Warren at 284 electoral votes. Trump with 173 electoral votes. Here we have our new 2020 state callings: California, Washington, Oregon, and last but not least, Idaho. Here we have the state of California with its 55 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren at 69%, with only 1% precincts reported. We have the state of Washington with its 12 electoral votes, going to Elizabeth Warren at 63% with its 2% precinct reported. Oregon with its 7 electoral votes. Elizabeth Warren winning this state by 57% and only 3% precinct reporting. Idaho with its 4 electoral votes, no surprise here, going to Donald Trump by 53% at 4% precinct report. Warren with 358 electoral votes, Trump 177 electoral votes at our current map. have our 2020 state callings. The state of Alaska shall be the next and last calling of the day. Alaska with its re-electoral vote, going to Donald Trump by 67%, a 1% precincts report. And here we have Warren and Trump at our current electoral map. Warren with 358 electoral votes, Trump with 180. And we have our presidential projection again. Elizabeth Warren will be re-projected as president-elect at 99% precincts reporting. Thanks for watching, guys. And here we have our credits. STD, Special Politics Buzz, Director, George Ross, Producer, David Walkers, STD Hulks, which is me, Jacob Walts, and IT Guy, Joshua Yales. Thank you for your time, and I hope you will be very happy with our new video that we are currently making, which will be Donald Trump versus Delaney. Thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Good day.